So good morning everyone. We begin with chanting universal well-being. May I abide in well-being, in freedom from affliction, in freedom from hostility, in freedom from ill will, in freedom from anxiety, and may I maintain well-being in myself. May everyone abide in well-being, in freedom from hostility, in freedom from ill will, in freedom from anxiety, and may they maintain well-being in themselves. May all beings released from all suffering, and may they not be parted from the good fortune they have attained. When they act upon intention, all beings are the owners of their action and inherit its results. Their future is born from such action, companion to such action, and results will be their home. All actions with intention, be they skillful or harmful, of such acts they will be the heirs. Continue reading Bowing Journals and Letters from the Pilgrimage by Rev. Henk Schur, Marty Verhoeven, and Master Henk Chow. And today's entry from the Master Henk Chow, from the Master Henk Schur. It's April 9, 1978. The title is Gentlemen, your license plate is out of date. Narrow road, cliffs and drop-off, counting beats and bowing in place. Parked below the Los Padres, sign of the 10-foot deered shoulder. I bow beside the massive brown sign spots while my partner boils macaroni on the stove on the tailgate. We've bowed 400 miles to reach Big Sur. Nowhere was there less occasion for a sign dividing nature into lines and boundaries. There is nothing here but rock, sky, water, and stars. Originally, our minds are pure and clean, just like the Los Padres landscape. But we draw lines and make false distinctions with our thoughts and selfish desires. All of the troubles in the world came from attaching to a self. If you didn't have a self, if you didn't see yourself so clearly, what problems could be there? Said the Master at Golden Wheel Temple. Not all thoughts are bad, just the selfish, exclusive thoughts. Thoughts of greed, anger, stupidity, jealousy, afflictions. They are the troublemakers. I meditate before lunch out of the wind, handle behind the right front wheel on the playmat. Out of nowhere, a big yellow Cadillac showhorned into the tiny crevasse between the park sign and the cliff drop-off. An angry man with a red hair, white shoes, and loud sharkskin suit stuck it out and circled our car. He didn't like our looks. He disapproved of our presence and he was ready to fight. The quiet air was suddenly filled with hostile vibes. Something about our silence gave him pause, however. While I sat in full lotus, I peeked at him from the corner of my eyes and he started to swoop down, hawk-like, on Henk Chow. Heng Chao didn't blink, but continued to chop the celery and carrots. The man stopped in puzzlement, opened his mouth, thought better of it, jammed knocked fists into trousers pockets, and circled the car once more. He wanted an excuse to argue. He wanted a sign of fear or anger. He wanted to edge, to grab. After reading our handout posted in the window, and after gazing at the Buddha's image next to it, he cooled visibly, but was still dissatisfied and determined to make a scene. "Gentlemen, your license plate is out of date. Your car violates the law," he stated with superior air, pleased to have found some way of putting down the creeps. "No, it doesn't. You read the wrong tag. The rear plate carries our current 78 sticker," said Heng Chao with a gentle smile. The man's face turned as red as his hair. Clearly, he felt he had set withers to rights loser when is supposed to have the last word. But what could he say? He had simply read the wrong sign. His mouth opened and closed twice. A voice from the Cadillac called, "Tom, let's go. What are you stopped here for? Tom." Dust spun from the wheels and coated the Los Padres sign. The Cadillac regained in the highway. Moments later, the handbell rang. "Let's eat," said Heng Chao, and is the quote from Avatamsaka Sutra. Levelly and impartially, bodhisattvas teach and transform, without any signs, without conditions or calculations, without any falseness, far apart from distinctions, from seeking and grasping. Shared one of my stories that encountered two quite aggressive guys a year back, and how kind of I was not so cool and relaxed like Marty was chopping the celery and carrots, but fortunately some shifts happened in the story. So it was maybe quite a while ago. I think maybe it was 2002 or 3. I visited Warsaw, the capital in Poland, and at the time was a huge market located in the old national stadium. And the stadium itself was quite a symbolic place, built 10 years after the Second World War, and for the communist government was a kind of a proud, kind of new beginning, new opening. And 60 years later, the same stadium had become a symbol of kind of wild capitalism. You know, when you enter there, is like a massive crowd of people, like hundreds of thousands of different booths and stalls. You know, very noisy, very chaotic place. And I remember it's like 250,000 people make a living over there. So it's like huge, like massive. And in going there and kind of walking in different small avenues, it definitely was adventure and kind of dangerous a bit. And you can buy everything over there, from socks, I think, to Kalashnikov, if you wish. You know, the Soviet machine gun, if you have connections. But I didn't looking for any weapons there. I really liked the hangout. It was the Vietnamese corner, like a little Saigon. You can smell the Vietnamese food, hear the language, very kind of foreign atmosphere. And they have a small shop when you can buy incense, some noodles, and remember buy the container for the water to offer to the altar. So it's a bit of context to my story. So I'm returning from this Vietnamese little Saigon, to say, and was standing on the platform in the rail station. And suddenly 2 guys approached me, quite aggressively. One guy pushed me and, "You broke the window in my car. Thief!" you know, "We catch ya!" And it's like, what? We go, wait a minute, slow down, guys. Car broken the window? What are you talking about? But I was quite shocked, and then, of course, full of fear. My legs like wet noodles, a little bit shaking, and I was thinking, oh gosh, I have a problem here. These guys approaching me still aggressively. "Where's your ID? Give your documents," and so forth. And after a few seconds, I don't know what's happened, but I see the one guy is holding my wallet. And I was, what to do in this all the turmoil? What came to my mind, in the kind of a second of clarity or desperation, I recite in my heart, "Moho sadando bodala, moho sadando bodala," very kind of full of fear, the white canopy mantra from Shurangama mantra. And out of nowhere, like a few seconds later, huge guy appear. It's like, wow, what's going on here? And with kind of fearless, very serious look at all these guys who attacked me. "You give back the credit card from your back pocket in your trousers. Understand?" And this guy is completely changed. Take out this credit card, gave to him, and run away. And 2 guys, boom, run away. Look at me with kind of big smile. "Is it your credit card?" I said, "Yes." And he says, "Be careful next time." And kind of train come out, this guy disappeared, and I think, what's happened here? A few moments ago. So it was my a story how I was frozen by fear and kind of rescued, but I don't know who this guy was. Definitely my trust and belief in mantras increased radically. And so if you don't know what to do, if you find yourself in a very dangerous, scary place, I highly recommend it to recite something before you do. And maybe some answers will come. I was fortunate at the time, and maybe also don't hang out in kind of not super safe places. By the way, this national stadium, it doesn't exist, and this market doesn't exist anymore. Now they rebuilt a new stadium, and interesting enough, like 3 or 4 years later, maybe 15 minutes walk from this place, I took a refuge in Vietnamese temple from Reverend Shur, who came 2007 with the nuns, and Dharmaster Yonk was there too. So yeah, this is the story for today. And now we have 3 steps, 1 bow.